Well, New South Wales has become the first state or territory to appoint a Women's Safety Commissioner to address domestic, family and sexual violence. Dr. Hannah Tonkin joins us live now. Hannah, really appreciate you making the time. Thank you. Just in this bulletin alone, in the last 36 minutes, we've already brought our viewers news of 2 women who have been brutally murdered. We were all shocked by that awful murder of young Lily James last week. It's easy to say we want this to stop and this needs to stop, but in practical terms, where do you even start tackling such a huge problem? What's your priority as you take on this new role?
This is a huge problem and it's widespread across the entire community. We know that violence against women takes place in every suburb, in every demographic, in every profession. So it's a really important time for the New South Wales Government to create this standalone Women's Safety Commissioner for the first time. And that makes New South Wales the first state or territory to have a standalone commissioner that's focused on women's safety. And my particular focus will be addressing domestic, family and sexual violence, because those are the types of violence that really affect women in the most intimate parts of their lives. In terms of my priorities as Commissioner, one of my key priorities will be to have a stronger focus on primary prevention of violence against women. So rather than always focusing on the crisis response, really focusing instead on preventing violence before it starts.
And when we look at how to do that, there's the new coercive control laws that will be coming in. How significant are those going to be? Why are they so important in your view?
The coercive control laws are really important. They were enacted in November last year, but they won't come into effect until halfway through next year. So there's a really long implementation period. And that long lead time is designed to give enough time to educate the community to understand what is coercive control, because coercive control is really a pattern of behaviour over time. It can be a range of different behaviours, not just physical and sexual violence, but also emotional abuse, financial abuse, psychological abuse. So the important thing to understand is that domestic and family violence is not just physical. It could be entirely non-physical. And this pattern of behaviour over time can be absolutely insidious. And it's really important for us to work together as a community to understand that and to prevent it.
I understand that in New South Wales, domestic violence and sexual assaults are just 2 of 13 major crime categories that have showed a real upward tick in the past 5 years. Is it that these assaults are happening more and more, or is it that with awareness, more are being reported to authorities? Is that clear in terms of the numbers behind that trend?
That's a really good question. And it's true that domestic violence assaults and sexual assaults are the only 2 of the 13 major crime categories in terms of reports to the police that have gone up in the last 5 years. But at the same time, we have other data that suggests that the actual prevalence of these incidents in the community seems like it's relatively stable. So it's not entirely clear, but we suspect that a lot of it's due to reporting rates going up, which is a really good thing because people feel more comfortable coming forward and speaking to the police. And also that the police are being much more proactive in this area. They're actually taking domestic violence and family violence really seriously, and they're policing these crimes more proactively than they did 10 years ago, for example. So it is the case that these reports to the police have gone up significantly in the last 5 years, but the actual prevalence rates might be stable in the community based on other data that we have.
Dr. Hannah Tonkin, I think we all really do wish you every success in this role. It is an important one, clearly. Appreciate you joining us and look forward to seeing how it all goes for you as you tackle this huge issue. Thank you.